you know, I guess course or whatever you want to call it. Get into nature is all I want to let everybody know. Get out the house, start moving, go to the gym, work out. Sweat, detox, breathe in a bunch of air. Do a whole lot of exercises with breath related, cardio. Drink twice as much water. All these natural properties hold petabytes of memory from the ancient since the beginning of time. That's where you get your downloaded DNA that goes in your blood cells, and you become a superior intelligent being. It's not going to be in these books. They're not teaching this in these books. They're not going to teach this in these schools. Really, you should go back and unlearn what you was taught. Take your kids out of the school system if it was me personally, but luckily I have no kids. I don't have any, girlfriends, wives. I don't have no attachments. I'm just free. I mean, I believe in having life partners, but no attachments whatsoever, because you'll eventually be fed up. It's supposed to be a balance. Everything's supposed to balance. You got to take and learn from everything that's coming in your life, and then you got to go out there and apply it. Kind of how Jesus was doing in his teachings. He could hardly even stand his 12 apostles, because he would always do a lot of these miracles and healing, and he'll get a lot of brain fatigue, and then he'll need to be alone and he'll go missing for days and sometimes weeks, but he'll be, resting and meditating so he could do other greater works, because he would have to go to these big long pilgrims and do all these superhuman things. And like a muscle is your brain is like any organ. You gotta give it rest. You'll drain yourself. So many people want to get cured of mental illness. When you touch these people, you're gonna take that negative and you'll channel that, and you'll get overexhausted. Okay, I mean, some of y'all get this, but yeah, go get out there in the nature and recharge yourself. This is how you get those abilities, those psychic, those second sight, second hearing, by being still and quiet. Don't be afraid to break away from the pack, from the pod. A lot of people are afraid of what it feels like when no one else is there to, tap them on the shoulders and say, hey, am I living right? They want to be on social media with a group, they want to be in a group text. They want to get notifications and pings. They want to watch these movies that kind of keep them on this schedule. Break all that off, detach. That's the only way you're gonna get this, DNA to, activate. Because it's all sitting in your lower areas and down in the dark. And we are masculine and feminine. Your right side is feminine. Your left is masculine. Your feminine mind is thinking in the past. Your masculine wants to move forward. Always thinking advanced, years out. Your past, the feminine side always thinking in the past, years back. But you got to sync those, and then you're like the spine that's the tower, full of energy that needs to be stimulated to wake those chakras in you. From the base of the spine. And that's like the tree of life. The roots. The roots are where your negative over perversion and carnal, lifestyles, the old person you was. You wanna. A lot of people that go through some traumas and have a big event that shakes them up to really, start to blossom, and then they'll go and move that energy. Will start coming up, and they'll start loving more, because now they're starting to. It's working up to their heart. Once they finally can lose their ego, and that's pretty much like the ego death you always hear about. The second coming is the Christ conscious, and all of this is tied into whole unity of the masculine and feminine, because we have these energy torque fields, one spinning clockwise, one's going counterclock, and you're just in the middle, kind of how, when you were born, when the sperm and the egg had you. That's the fractal universe. It's all, we're the micro, and that's the macro. But quantum entanglement is all one, tied up. That's why you can do one thing here and something over there in the eastern part of the world can have a reaction. That's kind of what the CERN experiment is trying to do. We are the AIs, but we don't know that. You got to remember, before they stole this from us and taught us some bullshit in the textbooks. Excuse me, I almost got carried away, but I do want to make more videos about all this. I just, need to find some time in my day and just lay it all out there. So I would love to have questions and do it live so I can see what everyone is, interested in, and it'll bring more of this to the surface that I'm a universal, being. I study it all from the, Islamic, the Sufi, African spirituality, and, even the Christian and, all those, Baptists and, all those traditions. I know them, and that's kind of how, from the Hindu, but that's how you get those secret information. You gotta get all these teachings from the Egyptians and everything, and then make your own, bring it into your own world. Collapse it all. You don't just, find one thing and think that's it, and that's kind of not how it works. That's why you gotta, almost. It ties back to loving everyone, so you can resonate to all these beliefs, and you'll form your own theory. I don't have no religion connections, because none of that stuff is true. It's all man-made up. Jesus wasn't even a Christian. You know what I'm saying? So that's, all this can be on a whole nother live, but I don't even really have a topic, so I just wanted to basically just tell y'all to, stop being afraid, get up and smile. Don't sit around clueless. Just know that as soon as you take the first step, the universe will push you through your whole day. You just gotta be able to crank up, like, your battery, your engine, and as soon as you do that, it'll put the gas in for you. It's a innate intelligence around us. We are way more, capable. You just gotta know that no one's gonna come throw you a rope. If you have faith, then apply action behind it. You believe in all these prayers that'll work. So stop praying and start acting. Like you hear a branch. What's the saying? Take a leap of faith or go out on a branch. That's what they're implying. Don't be sitting around with the Walking Dead, like waiting for someone else to come up with this science, this miracle that's gonna, being, just fall in this present gift bowl, wrapped in a prize. Like, this is a secret answers. You're those secret answers. You got the mind, you got the brain, the body. That's what God gave us. Now go out there and use it.